Welcome to the show. Tonight we have big laughs, interviews, games, and what more. Here on Chilling3000 Hangouts with their host, David 3000. When someone actually says the number one answer, instead of garbage. Let's get into the news tonight, starting with a little rumor that I heard from a friend of mine saying that Deal No Deal might make a comeback. But this time, cases will heavily cast, notice NFTs, airline miles, the coupons for have off at Oregon. No deal, Howie. No deal. I already got breadsticks. Let's get into some NFL playoff action. I watched so much football this weekend. My couch almost got me a concussion protocol during these upsets and all that stuff. Back then with those Lions, jeez, I feel bad for them. But how about those NFL refs who continue to screw the game of the National Football League? Take a look at this clip over here. How bad it got to the point where the announcers have to say something.
Mahomes dropped it. Able to get it and take off to his right. And then slide down. They're going to throw a flag on that.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 39.
Come on.
15-yard penalty.
Yeah, totally demoralizing.
I don't blame the announcers for acting like that. I hope someday the referees become exes of Patrick Mahomes someday, like what Taylor Swift did back in the day. With all of her songs, nothing but of her exes. Don't get me wrong. I respect her as a person for the achievements she's done in life, of course. One of the most popular singers out there in the world. It's just that I wish the songs were less repetitive about the same problems. But maybe she could do a better explain about that to me if she wants to come on the show and talk about it. I don't know. Let's get into the NBA All-Star season coming right your way. Where everyone's debating on who should make the team. Meanwhile, I'm just hoping that someone invites me to a trivia game night. Come on, I know all the values of your fortune. Here's some news for gamers out there. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be making its release. And apparently, it's going to have better graphics. Look at this picture here. Graphics, faster processing, and this is the kicker. Joy-Cons that don't drift. So, I know, groundbreaking. And also this other game here. It's actually not just a game, but it is a sports game pack. I'm excited. I don't know how much I can handle it. But the best time I tried to play Mario Tennis was I threw out my shoulder trying to beat Monoluge, and man, that guy's got wicked backhand. But hey, this is big news for Nintendo. They've been combining gaming and sports for years. Who doesn't need to go to the gym when they have Wii Sports? It's the only workout where you can burn your calories while you eat pizza. So, everybody can playing video games on Friday night for those kids out there. And finally, Trump has become the 47th president of the United States of America, where it's only day every 4 years, where people will just either watch A, nothing but news all day, or B, watching nothing but game shows, like for example, one game show out there, hosted by Rick Richards, The Biden. The war is divided these days, so that'd be the perfect game show to watch every 4 years. We have a great show for you tonight. We have an interview coming up, and also some fun games to play, and having fun while hanging out with our good company. So, we'll be right back after these words.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? Then welcome to the Network 3000.
We've got you covered with all of the variety of content such as our weekly programs
like Chilling3000 Hangouts, the Popcorn Panel Podcast, Sports Show Standing Sin, Breaking the Chains, and more.
We also got the game shows, game plays, play-by-play reactions, blogs, and other fun stuff
that you can only get here on the Network 3000. Subscribe today.
Alright, everybody. In this interview segment, I'm interviewing Brendan. How are you doing, Brendan? Brendan D. Jasons.
I'm good, David. How are you?
Doing good.
Good to be here.
Yes, indeed. In this interview, we'll be just talking about what you're about and some of the interests you have and all that good stuff. So, speaking of which, tell the folks at home about yourself for those who don't know.
Yeah, so my name is Brandon. For 4 years at Elmhurst University, I hosted my own radio show. First year when I was a freshman, it was just a normal show with just me playing music for 2 hours. And then for my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I hosted a sports talk radio show called The Sports Authority with my best friend Jacob, who I'm still friends with to this day. And we ran from basically the start of the year until the end of May or June, and we talked about all sports. We talked about football, basketball, hockey, baseball, and I really miss doing that show, but it was a lot of fun. I love all sports. My favorite sport would probably be football, but again, I like all sports. I'm very excited for baseball season to begin, and we're getting closer to the Super Bowl, and I'm just overall a big sports fan.
Absolutely. And yes, we're recording this here on January 24th. I'm not going to assume when this will air. So you're part of the network community Facebook group that we're part of on Facebook. How did you meet those guys?
So back in 2012, I got an iPod Touch for Christmas, and it was a gift I've wanted for a long time at that point. I mean, I think the iPod Touch may have been out for maybe 2 years at that point. And I remember watching, let me see, it all started with Aubrey S. 1987, who back then was known as Aubreyman 62187. So I got to know him. I really enjoyed his videos, especially his, VHS collections and video game collections. And from there, when I started my own YouTube channel, The Gamerman 16, which is no longer existing, that's how I got to meet Apizzle 90. And a couple years later, I met Gary Newkirk and Jerome Latimer when I started a Facebook in 2016. And, we're all, in a tight group now. And the network is a great group to be a part of, a lot of great people who share the same interests. And it's just a great community to be a part of. And I'm very happy to be part of it.
I believe you met some of those folks in person, right?
I have only met Apizzle 90 in person. He came to Chicago last year for not just a White Sox game, but he was mainly there for AEW All Out. So I first met him at the Sox game. It was a Sox Tigers game. It was one of Miguel Cabrera's final games as a pro, and he was sitting not too far away from where I was sitting. So I went over to his section. We talked for a few innings. I saw him a couple of days later at All Out, and he's a great person. You're a great person to me. Very, very nice.
Absolutely. So how did you get into sports, and what are your favorite sport teams?
Honestly, it was just from watching. I remember, being, 3, 4 years old and, watching the Bears and watching some Cubs games, some Sox games. And, it was just so fascinating to me, everything that, went on in the game of football, people throwing the ball, running the ball, guys getting tackled. And then in baseball, players hitting balls so far, that was just really fascinating to me. And as far as my favorite sports teams go, I'm one of those people who like to have 2 teams for each sport. So, and I'm from Chicago, so I obviously support the Bears. I support the White Sox. I'm more of a White Sox fan than a Cubs fan. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm a Blackhawks fan. But as far as other teams are concerned, I'm a Patriots fan. I am a Phillies fan. I am a New York Rangers fan in hockey. And then in NBA, my favorite team other than the Bulls would be the Phoenix Suns.
Interesting. And thank you for being a Patriots fan and Cowboys fan. So when do you think the White Sox are actually going to sell the team? I mean, I don't see that happening anytime soon, unfortunately.
No, they're not going to be good for another, I would say, 2-3 years. We did trade Garrett Crochet to your Red Sox. So take good care of him for us. He's going to be an outstanding ace for that squad. We got a return that was very similar in the Chris Sale trade. I just hope that the prospects that we get are better than what we ended up getting in the Chris Sale trade.
You got Kyle Teal.
Yeah, we got Kyle Teal, but the one that I was really wanting was Braden Montgomery, and we got him. I figured if we're not going to get Marcelo Meyer, then I think Braden Montgomery would be the next best thing. So I'm happy we got him, and Kyle Teal, who, let's say Corey Lee doesn't work out. I think Kyle Teal is going to be a really good catcher in Chicago, and I'm excited that we got him.
Okay. And I'm glad that you're also a fan of both White Sox and Cubs because they're in the same goddamn city, It's like, I can understand there's the South people and there's the North people, but it's like, it's the same city. Like, no matter what, your whole city is going to win a championship, no matter if the White Sox or the Cubs. I mean, it's the same city.
It is the same city, and there are definitely more Cub fans than Sox fans. I mean, you just look at the attendance compared to Wrigley Field, and now it's called just Rate Field. Now they took the guaranteed off of the name of the company, but we may have had that one year in 2021 where we won 94 games, made it to the playoffs, and we're coming up on the 20-year anniversary of the World Series winning from 2005. But I'm going to stick with this team thick and thin, and I just hope that we're good again in the next couple of years. But it's all about development, and it's all about, getting the right pieces in, and we'll see what the future of the organization is like.
Oh, yeah. And you got the head coach as we speak today for the Chicago Bears. What do you think of him joining your team?
Ben Johnson, he was my number one guy on my list. He's look at what he's done the last 2-3 years in Detroit. So he got there in 2022. The Detroit Lions go 9-8, but Jared Goff it was the start of 3 really incredible years that he's had in Detroit. He comes up with a lot of trick plays. He knows, how to coordinate a passing game. And you look at what he did with the running game with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles. They didn't call him Sonic and Knuckles for nothing. So I'm very excited to see what he can do to develop Caleb Williams. We obviously still need more offensive line help. We need help on the defensive side, which we are going to be getting that because Dennis Allen's going to be the new defensive coordinator. and we'll see what he does with the offensive coordinator. But right now, I'm liking what Ben Johnson is doing, and there was a video that came out today of him greeting everybody at Hallis Hall, which was very cool to see. And he's the guy I think most Bears fans wanted. If we weren't going to get, say a Mike McCarthy or a Pete Carroll, Ben Johnson has been the top head coaching candidate for the last 2 years of the team, and we got the best guy on the market, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, he almost came to the Patriots, but I think for Chicago, it's the best fit for him with Caleb Williams, who is an all-time draft pick, and I think, with the right coach, you get the right quarterback. It is what it is. Let me see. What are your other interests or hobbies?
So other than watching sports, I like to play video games. I like to jump on my trampoline. When I lived in the suburbs, I used to ride my bike a lot. And I like to hang out with my friends, especially at, sports conventions and Comic Cons and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to going to C2E2 in April and going to the Chicago Sports Spectacular again in March. There have been some guests that have already been announced that I would like to meet. So those are some of the things I like to do.
Again? What event? I'm sorry.
So in March, the Chicago Sports Spectacular is going to be coming to the Convention Center in Rosemont, which I've been to the last 3. And then C2E2 is coming to McCormick Place in April.
Okay, that's cool. So you got into radio in college. What was the stuff that have you learned in radio, and what did you? I mean, you explained that you played music for a couple of hours and did sports talks already later on. But what did you learn in radio during that time?
So what did I do during that time?
What did you learn during that time, from that experience? Yep.
I learned a lot about myself. One thing for sure, if you want to go into the radio business, my number one thing is preparation. So I made sure every single week to prepare what I want to talk about, and I would go to my radio host every single week, maybe 2-3 days before we would go on the air, say, hey, I want to talk about these topics. Is there anything that you want to talk about? And he says, yeah, that's all good. And then he has some stuff he wants to talk about. So I go online, I do my research, I study, and I feel preparation is key. Also, don't be afraid to use your voice. That's why you go on the radio for a reason. And I've mentioned this to some people that I feel that my voice is an instrument in itself, and that is something I want to share with the rest of the world. And with this voice, I'm sharing my knowledge of sports. And don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid to use your voice. Always prepare. Don't be nervous. And keep in mind, when you do a radio show, yes, you're speaking to, depending on what radio station you're on, you're speaking to thousands of people or perhaps millions of people, especially if it's, Sirius satellite radio. But just know that nobody is physically watching you. Everybody is listening to you. So just don't be nervous, and just speak your mind, and everything will work out for you.
Absolutely. And you're done with college, right? You said?
I have, yeah. I've okay. In May, it'll be 6 years since I graduated with a degree in communication studies.
What have you been doing for a living since then?
So jobs in radio haven't come up for me. In the area that I live in, I feel like if I want to get into radio or TV, I would have to be closer to the Chicago area. But over the last almost 4 years, I've been working with Amazon. But before that, I actually worked for a local baseball team here in Rockford, and the affiliate of the Chicago Blackhawks. I worked with the Rockford Ice Hogs so I started in 2019, and then I went into 2020, and then COVID happened and everything shut down. So I was basically out of work for a while, and then I worked for UPS for a little bit, and then the Ice Hogs called me to come back. I did another season with them, and since then, opportunities with teams haven't come up yet, but I definitely hope one comes up with them soon. I was a game day coordinator for the Ice Hogs, and I was a video production intern for the Rockford Rivets for 1 year, and then the next year I became a video production manager, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, that's what I currently do for work now, and again, hopefully an opportunity with the sports team will come up again soon.
Very nice. Are you researching for that info as we speak?
Not at the moment. I feel pretty comfortable with the job I have now. And, whenever I really want to just go for something, I'm gonna do it. But I think right now I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at.
Yeah, with baseball season around the corner, my advice is contact the team, and like during this off season, and just see if they want you back again. Or if it's not that same job again, maybe my advice is become a play-by-play announcer for them, or a color commentary for them, or something.
Absolutely.
That's just my advice. What has been your favorite memories in your sport teams?
So just in general, favorite sports memories? Mm-hmm. Well, number one for me, for sure, is the White Sox winning the World Series in 2005. Nothing is ever going to top that. I just look back at that incredible playoff run. We only lost one game in that entire playoff run, and that was against the Angels in the ALCS. And even then, that was a close game. But we played the Red Sox, we swept them. We almost swept the Angels, and then we swept the Astros. The thing that stood out to me from that season more than anything was the pitching. The pitching in 2005 was absolutely incredible, with Garland and Burley and Contreras, and Freddie Garcia was on the team at that point. So that will definitely not be top. But I will say my number two favorite sports memory of all time would definitely be the Patriots coming back from 28-3 to win Super Bowl 51. That is the greatest football game I've ever witnessed in my life.
Same.
One of the greatest nights of my life. I really thought that it was over at 28-3, and I thought the final score, we were looking at maybe 42-10 at some point. But before that point as well, no one has ever come back from more than 10 points to win a Super Bowl. And the Patriots come back from 25 points, which is still to this day the biggest deficit to be overcome in a Super Bowl game. And that would definitely be number two on my list. And number three, that's kind of tough, but I'm probably going to say when Derrick Rose won the MVP in 2011, and still is the youngest MVP in NBA history, and they're going to retire his number next season. And it's just a shame what happened to his career, him with all the knee injuries and stuff like that, but he will forever go down as a Chicago sports legend. And I'm very happy that, he's going to be recognized as he should. And another sports memory I have, actually, I'm going to flip this around. What I'm going to say now is my number three. Derrick Rose would be my number four, but my number three sports memory would be Devin Hester's kickoff return in Super Bowl 41.
41, okay.
Against the Colts, yeah.
What has been your best and toughest moments in your life?
I think maybe the best moment of my life would be graduating college, because I was the first person in my family to graduate college, and it was an amazing accomplishment, not just for me, but for, to show members of my family and my extended family that, yes, you can do this no matter the odds. And I can't lie, there were points where I wanted to give up, especially during my sophomore year. I remember taking an astrology class that was extremely difficult, and I barely passed that class. But I feel that after that point, from second semester sophomore year onward, it was honestly very easy for me. So I would say definitely graduating college is the proudest and best moment of my life.
And what about your toughest moments in life, if you're comfortable?
Yeah, again, just going through those college struggles. It
Yeah.
was very, very tough. There was a couple points where I came very, very close to quitting, but I just told myself I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to do this for myself. I got to do this for my family. And I feel that moment just made me a stronger person and the person that I am today. That showing you can't give up. Don't give up. Don't ever give up, as Jim Valvano best said it.
Absolutely. What is your dream career that, basically a job and a career that you'll definitely love and able to achieve that accomplishment?
I feel number one would be a sports talk radio host somewhere. I think that would be my number one choice. My number two choice would be a sports anchor on TV. And number three would probably be working behind the scenes somehow, whether it's on camera or on sound or what have you.
Okay.
And I didn't even mention this when I was on the radio in college, that I was a program director at my college radio station, where I would basically put together the schedules for each show that we had and try to work best with everybody's schedule. So I feel that is something I would do really good with behind the scenes if I had the opportunity to do that again.
Okay, cool. Did you interview any cool people in that radio show? The sports one?
Not on the radio show per se, but one thing I didn't mention is that I also used to write for the school newspaper in college. I used to cover basketball games, football games, soccer games, and I would interview the coaches and the players, and they were all just very genuine, very nice to me. But as far as any famous athletes, I did not have an opportunity to do that.
Okay. Do you have a YouTube channel that is not the old one that you mentioned, but do you have a current YouTube channel that you use?
Not at the moment. I don't really create videos anymore. I'm mainly just on other social media giving my opinions on sports. You can follow me on X at the Real B DeJesus. I'm also the Real B DeJesus on Instagram, and that's where I mainly give my opinions on sports. I don't have any intention on moving or coming back to YouTube anytime soon, unless I get proper equipment, a proper setup. I redecorate my basement. If I get all of that, then maybe I will come back. But definitely there are some barriers in the way of me coming back to YouTube. But I would definitely want to if the circumstances were right.
Okay. And what did you do on your old YouTube channel?
So what I did, I kind of did stuff similar to Aubrey and Matthew V21688. That's another one that I met a very long time ago. We've been friends going on 15 years. I've been friends with Aubrey going on 15 years. So I did basically everything they did. I did Wheel of Fortune gameplays. I did gameplays of some of my favorite games of all time, like the Smash Brothers series or Crash Bandicoot or Mario Kart. I would show my game collections. I didn't have a movie collection at that time because all my old VHS tapes were thrown out. But yeah, I did a lot of stuff similar to them, and I was pretty good at it. I had a lot of fun with it. But then, there was a point where I just kind of had enough. And again, I want to come back to YouTube. I want to do it right this time. I want to, and I want to get better at editing. I want to get better at Photoshop. I want to get better at creating thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. So if I do come back, I definitely want to do it right.
Yeah, and do it at the right time when you have, not only have the right equipment but also have your career in place for good. So, Anything else that you want to promote?
Not off the top of my head, but yeah, again, just follow me on X at the Real B DeJesus. Follow me on Instagram at the Real B DeJesus. You can get my thoughts and opinions on the world of sports, and I'll be tweeting live during the AFC and NFC Championship game, and I'll be tweeting live during whatever news comes up on head coaches or free agency, any of that. The draft is coming up soon in April. I'll probably have some draft predictions there. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting next few months.
All right, very cool. Before I forget, do you have like any old archives of your sports talk show on the radio back then, or no?
I do not, unfortunately. Oh well, actually, no. I'm gonna take that back. On my, I still have the Facebook page active, the Sports Authority with Brandon and Jacob. There were some points where I did what was called Sports Authority Shorts. I think the videos might still be up there, but they're super old news about. I think we talked about Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. We recapped. I know we recapped Super Bowl 51. There were some points where I even reviewed some wrestling shows at that point, because there were points where I did talk about wrestling on the show. So you can find some old stuff there, but yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that'll be it for this segment. All right. Oh, let me fix the background. There we go. Can you hear me, Emo?
Yep.
Okay. There we go. All right, that is the interview. Let me just try to invite some people on here before. How are you doing tonight, Emo?
Yeah, pretty fine. My dad got me a heater for this room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very cold this winter. Like everywhere is super cold.
You think?
Well, not everywhere in the world, but I meant like like here in Massachusetts it's very cold. What you call it? I mean, even in LA when it's like at night it's cold. And there's many other places. So so we're not gonna be here for too long. I was gonna have some random games, but due to no, not only me feeling a little bit tired tonight, but also people I guess basically tonight we're just gonna make this show to 1 hour, but we'll try to make it 90 minutes again for next week. And hopefully we'll have more of a schedule planned as well. And also don't forget, episode 150 of Chilling3000 Hangouts will be this upcoming Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be having some very special guests joining in that I have done interviews for. I've done 2 interviews for episode 150. And also, of course, I do plan to have the Jackpot for the episode as well. So stay tuned for all of the action coming this Monday night. Any games or news, Emo, that you want to report?
Game show news. Other than I gotta check out more of the new Hollywood Squares and the next Deal or No Deal Island episode. That's
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got.
All right, and Hollywood Squares. There's been talked a lot about recently. So, That's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. I think Tic-Tac-Toe is always going to be picked up by GSN later on this year as well. I forgot when. Do you know when it's going to be coming out? The Tic-Tac-Toe? I forgot. I forgot to ask what GSN is concerned.
That's gonna be sometime this month.
Sometime this month, okay. Very interesting.
But I don't have a specific date.
I'm not sure what happened to Emo there. But, oh, he's still there. Okay. Now I see Chelsea coming in. Since that his device is not connected at the moment. But hopefully we just have to give it time. Let it load, please. Okay, I'm not sure why Chelsea StreamYard does this. But you never know. Hey, there's Chelsea. How you doing?
Okay. Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just got back from bowling, and I'm just doing this so here for the next. I don't know. It might go depending on how this stream goes. I might go till 12 or 12:30, depending on how many people are tuning in and all that stuff, and also the quality. And episode 150 will be coming up this Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I have two very special guests for interviews coming, so please stay tuned for that coming this Monday night. What's been up with you, Jesse? Like anything new on your end, Jesse?
Oh, I was just working on content. I was messing with NBA 2K25. I did a custom season, and I just replaced every NBA team with a custom team from the community creations area. So I'm gonna be trying to, run a league of my own.
All right. And how many what you call it? Oh, what do you think about your Spurs recently? The San Antonio Spurs.
Well, they whooped Indiana pretty badly.
Yeah. Do you think they have a shot to go to the postseason, the Spurs?
They have a shot at the play-in, but not the postseason. Not yet.
Okay.
We have we just need
yeah.
We just need a decent. We need a decent small forward and probably a good backup center before we do all that, because a lot of the players are young and inexperienced, and Stephen Castle has a lot of growing to do. He's a great defender though, but as far as his shooting is concerned, he needs some work on that.
Yeah.
But the Spurs have improved from last season. Vast improvement.
Yeah,
they have a long way to go.
Yeah, and what is this play-in thing? Like, does that depend on the playoffs? Like, how does that work? Like, is that part of the playoffs?
It's like the worst. It's like the teams that are in the hunt for a playoff. Yeah, it determines who's going to be the ace seed of both conferences. Basically, like the teams that are like at the that are barely 500, get a shot at actually making the playoffs, which I think that's you just rewarding a team for being bad or mediocre.
Are most of the teams like a below 500, as well? Or is it just that's crazy. I could be.
I think it's just the below 500 teams that are like.
Yeah, I could be a way better NBA commissioner. I could come up with so many better ideas and this crap. Go back to the old days.
Where the team that was in the AC goes automatically and not has to give up their spot to a team that is, on the verge of playoff but needs more work.
Yeah, and also like what's it called? The game is changed so much over the decades since MJ, and also people are complaining about the game being 3-pointers after 3-pointers. I mean, the Celtics. It's not about just the Celtics shooting threes. I mean, they've been struggling as of late with this 3-pointers. So it's not just them; it's the actual sport. You know what I mean?
Well, and the league has gotten soft and the players are basically in charge, and there's no rivalries anymore. Everybody wants to be kumbaya.
Yeah.
Back when in the 90s when it was MJ and all those players, it was a very physical league. You had trash talk, you had taunting. Now everything is just like, there's no dynasties anymore.
Yeah, and look what is going to happen to when LeBron James, Steph Curry, who's the other one? Kevin Durant. When those guys retire, I mean, look what's going to happen to the NBA ratings even more. It's going to go down way downhill because of that.
The players are getting old. I mean, you can't expect these superstars. Yeah, you can't till late 30s to be the face of the NBA. You need fresh new talent. Like make Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be the face of the league right now. You got Anthony Edwards who people are comparing him to the modern day Michael Jordan. You have all these young players, and people still look at LeBron, but LeBron is the past. Granted, he still can play at a high level, but the Lakers are still struggling. The Lakers are probably still struggling, and Anthony Davis can't stay healthy.
Who's the player that's being compared to Michael Jordan?
Minnesota's Anthony Edwards. They're calling him the modern day Jordan.
That's just weird. But anyway, I have some thank you notes to share. And I don't have. Let's see. I don't really have any call music, but I guess I'll just email your. I hear the background. I'll do that for him. And no. That would do. Thank you, Wheel of Fortune, for proving that no matter how smart you are, it's always possible to buy an E when you need an O. I mean, seriously, how do you spell tomato? Thank you, Nintendo Switch 2, for being the only upgrade where I'm more excited about the controllers than the games. Lulu fixing Joy-Con to make me feel like a kid on Christmas. My Mario Kart is finally back on track. Thank you, sport mascots, for hyping up the crowd by dancing like no one's watching, while dressed as 7-foot-tall Taco. Honestly though, that Taco has better moves than I do, or some other people in the world. Thank you, Game Show contestants, who say, I like to solve the puzzle, but too early. For turning a beautiful day to a neighborhood into a legal defining. However, I don't know. I didn't practice. Bold choice, wrong, but bold. Thank you, Instant Replay, for showing us exactly how the ball was definitely out of bounds, and reminding us that even the referees need glasses, especially the goddamn NFL. Come on, ref, it's not a game of card age. Thank you, Jeopardy, Daily Doubles, for giving us contestants to risk it all, and for giving me a chance to yell, "No, play it safe," than at my TV. Never this since. And that'll be your thinking notes for January 24th, 2025. Let's take a look at the NFL stuff here before we
Alrighty.
We have the Commanders and Chiefs at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and then the Bills and Chiefs for 6:30. I gave out my predictions on 8 stream last night, and that was the Bills versus the Eagles. What is your prediction, Jesse?
I want to see the Eagles and the Bills in the Super Bowl. I'm tired of the Chiefs. The Chiefs have those refs just continue to screw. I believe the refs are screwing the opponents of the opposing teams. But I want the Bills to go in there, and I want Josh Allen to actually take that Buffalo team to an actual Super Bowl, because Buffalo hasn't really won a Super Bowl. They've been in the Super Bowl but lost.
Yeah.
Lost 4 times or 3 times. I think it's 4.
Yeah, I mean, they never won a Super Bowl. They're very hungry. I mean, honestly, like I said last night, if they don't win this time, then their window is closed for good. I'll just say that. If they lose to the Chiefs again, their window is closed. So you said the Bills, and who was the other team that you wanted to see? The Eagles, right?
Yeah, the Eagles.
Okay.
But I'm not going to count out the Redskins, because they were threatening to basically hit Jalen Hurts like a running back. Basically, that's what the coach is basically saying. He wanted, he said if Jalen Hurts decides to run out of the pocket, he's gonna get creamed.
Yeah, it's gonna.
So I'm gonna watch that game to see, because NFL, the NFC East rivalries back in the day, they were very brutal.
Yeah.
And the only teams that have been relevant in those years are the Cowboys, the Redskins, and the Eagles. The Giants just haven't. The Giants have just been in the crapper. Despite what people think of the Cowboys have made 3 postseasons, but I think Jerry Jones needs to sell the team. he's getting all up there in age. I don't think he's going to be able to continue
Yeah, he's past
running
his
that
prime,
team.
long past his prime, and speaking of the what's it called, the Cowboys. You saw this earlier today, Jesse? Can you read this, Jesse?
Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer. That is, I think, Marty Schottenheimer's son as their head coach.
Yeah,
and he's been a career assistant. He hasn't really. Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't hire Herman Edwards. That would have been very bad.
Well,
at least with Mike McCarthy, you had a Super Bowl winning. They should have just promoted. They should have just promoted Mike Zimmer as their coach because he's won a Super Bowl with the Cowboys, so he's great at defenses. I just think the Cowboys need to make some. The Cowboys actually need to get these players that they got to play ball, to restructure their contracts and bring some free agents in that'll help them get above. Instead of relying on the draft because we've had great players and we've had great running backs and Dak Prescott we were lucky with Dak Prescott, after Tony Romo got hurt. I think we should draft a quarterback just in case, because Dak Prescott was having career lows this season. It's like a lot of people are saying he quit on the Cowboys. And opted for surgery.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a fake injury.
I don't know what it was, but Dak
Imagine
Prescott
it was a fake injury and you say,
the team wasn't playing.
Screw the Cowboys. I'm done. Done for the season. But nah, that can't be true.
That's what Kawhi Leonard's doing right now in LA. Kawhi Leonard is doing what he did to the Spurs.
Yeah. Who knows? And there's all these back to the NBA, all these things going on with what's his name? Jimmy Butler. There's been
Adam Silver.
A lot of rumors. Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rumors about him with drama and all that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Let's see where those boys go. Let me see. Let's see what. Before we get off here, I'm just gonna end this in 5 minutes because I need to. Not a lot of people are around tonight, so I don't feel that 100% with my nose, and I need to get a good night's sleep with that one. For Hockey East, let's take a look at the what happened tonight for college hockey. Quebec versus UConn. UConn 1-1. Boston College won 6 over the Boston University 2. Vermont won over at New Hampshire 32. Providence won. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it says here. UMass Loyal wins shootout 1-0. UMass Lowell. Let me see. Alaska lost over Massachusetts, UMass 4-2. That's pretty good. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if any Boston Bruins play today or Celtics play today. Nope, the Bruins are playing tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern versus the Colorado NHL team. And the Celtics are playing tomorrow as well. 5:30 against the Mavericks. So that's going to be something to see for that one. Which is going to be a rematch of the 2024 NBA Finals. I think that is my second most, actually no, my top 3 most hated NBA teams: the Lakers, the Heat, and the Dallas Mavericks, because they know the player who I'm referring to. Can you guess?
You don't like Luka Doncic?
I'm telling you about the player that stepped on the Celtics logo.
Oh. No, I don't know who that is.
Kyrie Irving.
Oh. Yeah, Kyrie Irving is a very disrespectful player for doing that. That's like what Terrell Owens did to the Dallas Cowboys logo. He stepped on the logo like that, spread his arms out like that. And
I can't remember which college
then he
football
played
team
with us for a couple of years.
I forgot my college football team, but it was one of those teams this past season where they had their team flag on the opposing team's field or whatever.
Oh yeah, and then and
do you remember who that was?
That was very immature. I forgot. Was it Ohio State and Michigan? Oh, I forgot. Was it like I know it was in Michigan.
Yeah, because nobody beats Michigan, so I'm not sure. But yeah, Michigan is a very tough team, despite the fact that actually Ohio State won over Michigan. But actually, no, they lost. Yeah, Ohio State lost to Michigan.
Yeah, and
that's what I thought.
I think it
13-10.
Yeah. And Michigan went.
Let me see this. Wag. Oh yeah, I was right. See, look at the top video right there. Michigan tries to plant flag right there. So, and Ohio State says, "Well,
they call it
time for us to win."
Like it's called trash talk.
Yep, and Ohio State was like, "Well, if you do that, we're gonna win our real championship, the actual college football championship, which was this past Monday."
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that game, but it was a game that a lot of people paid attention to because of all the stuff going on. Ohio State 34 over Notre Dame 23. Congratulations to Ohio State. Very encouraging win for them, as for that is concerned. And just like that, the college football season's over until August. So we have another 8 months or so until more college football. But anyway.
Now it's all about NCAA basketball.
Yes, March Madness. And that's going to be it for this episode of 3000 Hangouts. We'll be back this Monday night for a very special 150th episode of Chilling3000 Hangouts. I'll keep you guys posted this either tomorrow or Sunday, depending on wherever, when you guys will get information on who will be the 2 interviews. So I'll see you all this Monday at 8, 7 Central. Bye-bye, everybody.